Hello Tubesters, yes, we're here again with another video. Today it's a Harry Potter one. So these are night model figures. This is in case anybody's just drifting past and don't know the type of figure they are. They're wargaming figures, game or game playing, I don't know, whatever you call it. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Yeah, I know, old bloke, but I do enjoy Harry Potter. I prefer I suppose what you call the original ones, but I like the later films with Grindelwald in and that. But I am more of a original Harry Potter fan, and I was waiting a long time for somebody to get the license to do these type of figures, and night models have. On the whole, they're really nice figures. There was a big thing about them when they first brought the starter box out, I didn't get it. My good mate Ian Aitken actually sent me the core box, if you understand me. He sent me that a few months ago, but so I'd never actually had the game, but I was just buying the figures to collect, paint and collect, and I do them as commission occasionally for people as well. They had I suppose people were saying they're very brittle to game with, and that's probably still true. I'm told that they might have done something with the resin. I don't know about that, but I have to say I've not had that many. I think I had one miscast I had to send back to a supplier, or he just sent me a new one, to be honest with you. You couldn't do much with the face of the other one. It was Lucius Malfoy, which I haven't painted yet, who's looked a bit busted like mine, but it was more splayed all across his face. But that was just a miscast. The only bugbear I have with these figures are quite often they have like supporting, where I've got the triple chin, they've got like supporting resin supports under the chin and clothing areas and that, where in the moulding or sculpting process, I don't know, whatever they need to use, the reason they do that, which can put a lot of people off if you're not used to working with resin or delicate resin. I've always said this, I wish they could actually do better with that, because I have other resin figures and I never have these supports put in them, and I do think they're losing a lot of people. I'm talking about just collectors really of the Harry Potter genre, but some look more like the characters than others. I always leave it to you guys to decide that when you see them. Yes, it doesn't help with my painting techniques, but when you look at them, some shout out that that's the act, because they're all from the films. It's not just an idea of what's in the books. It's they're all the film actors, although they're not named as that, obviously, I suppose, for copyright or publicity reasons or whatever. Anyway, we have, for your delectation down at the workbench, we've got Creature, we've got Dobby, also a gift from my mate Ian. So Ian, thank you very much for that. Really delicate, tiny little. I couldn't clean up around the legs as much as I wanted to, because I was scared of just snapping them. They're that thin and small and tiny. They, I believe, came in the original box deal. You could, well, not in the box, but you could get all the add-ons. I might be wrong on that. Now, my guy Dobby here, I believe he's holding the mirror, the busted mirror that you've got to know the books and the films, but I think he's holding the busted mirror. I've also I've actually got a bit of sticky mirror finish. It's like a DIY product that I use for doing the vision blocks on 1 in 35 scale tanks. I'm going to stick a bit of that on, but not till I've actually varnished him, because there's a couple of these I haven't varnished yet. And if you varnish over this mirror stuff, it just sends it cloudy, and it really, there's not much point then. I've done him when he went to Malfoy Manor, so he's not in his light coloured pillowcase thing. He's in a dark coloured one. Although I have to say, realistically, when he went to Malfoy Manor, I think he'd already got the bobble hats on and all the rest of it, because he was a free elf by then. So would he really have been in the grubby tea towel type thing effort? I don't know. But anyway, he's in a dark one. We've got Creature and Narcissa Malfoy, Wormtail, and Gregory Goyle, because I'd done Crabby's Mate a month or two earlier, so he can join him now. So join me down at the bench, guys, and we'll have a quick look. Right, guys, this very tiny figure down here is Narcissa Malfoy, who is, if you don't know, the wife of Lucius Malfoy, and Draco Malfoy is her son, obviously, and the sister of Bellatrix Lestrange. So, very delicate figure. I've had to put a pin which you can just see underneath there, because I like to pin these to these bases where possible, and obviously the feet on the female characters are so tiny and the ankles are so tiny you couldn't do anything else with them. Although I could have left the tab on, actually. I've left the tab on with Dobby and Creature and just put the filler over the top, but again, tiny faces to work with. I've done this in more of a salmon colour. There is the darker colours amongst them, like a sandy colours. But I put flesh tones in. So this is brown. Is it rose pink brown or brown rose, something like that? And it's got the flesh tones in as well. Only because the original dress, when you see it on they've obviously got them in one of the visitors' attractions, and they've got the original costumes, and it's like a sparkly material without being, it's not a sparkly material that shows up at a distance. So that's my interpretation of it. There's a very small, tiny mark on her cheek, which I didn't know until I'd actually, even after cleaning it up and priming it, you couldn't see it. Was until the paint was on, and I just said, no, I'm not going back and cleaning the face off and starting again. You can hardly see it. So that's Narcissa. She's got oh no, that's been varnished. We've got Creature. I've gone on with different glazes just to. I could have probably, because they're quite pale characters, and in the books obviously they're described as pale, and in the films the actual the way they portray them is quite pale. So I've used the paint's actually at the side of me. Which one is it? Deck Tan, I think I used on that one. Deck Tan or green grey. I was after a slight greenish. It might have been green grey actually, because I was trying to look for a slightly greenish tinge to it. And then I've just glazed in different colours to which you can't really see here, but just to obviously give him a more so it's not such a pallid appearance. And also there's some light brown, I believe, because they've also got this Dobby particularly has got this like more of a browny colours in him. They're really tiny, as you can see. The little legs, I've used stippling on the. Now the green, it's probably a fainter green, the stripes on the pillowcase thing that I saw. If it is green, it could be dark, some type of blue, but I took it as green. The only problem was it was that faint. When you put it against the background of all the stippling I'd done, you couldn't hardly see it at all. And I wanted it to show up just slightly better, so it's probably not really right, but I've put the green on darker in the end. As I say, I'm going to stick a bit of reflective mirror to the back of that, or to the front of it, whatever you want to call it. Both those two need a varnish. There's photographs at the end for anybody who's interested. We've got Goyle. Nice figure to do. He's all varnished, so nothing much to show. Some shadow on it. Enjoyed doing him. It was quite a quick one, that one as well, because it was mostly greys. And now this is, I've really enjoyed this Wormtail. I've done his pinstripes a bit brighter than they would be in the original film, but it's only because of the size of the piece. It's all, his jacket in that is all ragged. As you can see, all the little, it looks like that on the film stills. The tears and the rents in the fabric are quite, like white, and there's also, apart from that, there's also like what I interpreted as a brown stripe with a darker one in the middle. So I've got on dark blue and the brown stripes in there along with the white, but obviously it doesn't show up on the jacket particularly well, but it doesn't on the film. Slightly wider at the back. I could have probably done with doing them a bit closer together, but it still looks alright. I really enjoyed that one. Hair came up well as well. You can't really see it under the lights, but and the face, I thought, sculpting wise, you can't see it again. I've glazed in lots of different colours there just to give the face some better look. He's got his silver metal hand, which is just coming up grey, I think, under the lights yet again. But yeah, I just thought that sculpt, it was just perfect for the character and how he poses in the film, rodent-like, you know. And he's got like it's almost like they're trying to show it's like the underbelly of a rat or something. Not that I know what the underbelly looks like, but it's got like almost a camo type shirt underneath. Yeah, really nice. That's one of my favourite figures of the lot I've done so far, of all the figures I've painted. I've got another one of these as well, so I'll be doing another one at some stage. And again, just on the bases is just a filler grout, for the walls. These are pinned in. The two, as I say, Creature and Dobby, they're still on the tab because their legs are so tiny. I couldn't drill them. You can't just super glue them down. There's more than likely just going to fall off at some stage. So I actually went over the tab, which means that around the feet it isn't as good maybe as it should be. But that feather's gone over the tab. But the rest are all pinned to the bases. Guys, thank you very much. Lots going on still at the moment. I've almost finished the horse. Just another couple of 3 hours on that tonight, and hopefully that'll be done, and I can start on the saddle or the rider, whichever I decide. Tiger Tank is the base is going cracking on with the base, although there's not a lot I can do on the base to start with. It really is a case of sticking foam down and letting it dry, so you can't really go to town on it just yet, but I'll make a start on that this afternoon. And lots of other things bubbling away in the background. So look after yourselves, and we'll catch each other very soon on another video. Cheers.